Hello everyone, welcome to WebDev Warrior. In today's video, we are going to build a app landing page using the latest version of Next.js, which is Next.js 15. We are also going to use Tailwind CSS and TypeScript in our project. So first, let me show you a demo of this website. So if I reload the page, you can see we have a smooth animation in our website. And here you can see we have our logo, our named links, a button, and then a hero section with image and some text. And if I start scrolling, you can see we have scroll animation for this section. And if I scroll, here you can see it's also have scroll animation which is very smooth. We have different type of scroll animations like flip, slide left, slide right. Here we have a slider, client review slider, and here you can see the dot indicator. By clicking this, you can slide through left and right. And this slider also have a auto sliding feature. So if you wait some time, it will slide automatically. Then we have this pricing section, and this is very beautifully designed. And here you can see the pricing, the features of this pricing all are listed here. Then we have this simple offer section, and finally we have this beautiful footer section. And then what I'm going to show you is this website is fully mobile responsive. Not only mobile, you can view this in any devices, and it will be very beautiful for every devices. So if I inspect and if I select a mobile devices, you can see now it's fit in the mobile devices. You can see everything looks very nice. We have a burger menu to open our sidebar nav. So if I click here, you can see a beautiful sidebar will open for our nav links, and here we have a cross button to close this. So you can see this is very smoothly happening. And then if I start scrolling, you can see every section fit perfectly in our screen sizes. There is no overflow and nothing. And if I scroll more, you can see every section fit perfectly, also the footer section. And if I show you another type of devices like iPad mini, you can see in iPad it also fit perfectly. It looks very nice, and the design looks absolutely perfect. And here we also have our sidebar. So this is our full website, and in this video I am going to teach you every step from scratch. I'm going to show you how you can initialize the Next.js 15 project, how you can set up the project, how you can design your folder structure, how you can create reusable components, how you can work with third-party libraries, and finally I'm going to show you how you can properly deploy your project in live server without any error. So I encourage you to watch the full video for better understanding. The source code and the starter file of this project will be given in the description, and you can use this too for your own purposes. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel for more interesting web development content. So without wasting our time, let's start building this amazing landing page. Now I'm going to set up our project. So for this, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to name it app landing yt, and then I'm going to open this folder using Visual Studio Code. And after opening the folder with Visual Studio Code, I am going to open a new terminal, and in the new terminal we are going to initialize our Next.js project. So for this we are going to use npx create next app at the rate latest, and then I'm going to add an extra dot slash so that The package will install in this app landing YT folder, and we do not need to manually tell our terminal the folder name or anything like that. So let's hit enter. It asked us, would you like to use TypeScript? Yes, we are going to use TypeScript. Would you like to use ESLint? Yes, we are going to use ESLint. We are going to use Tailwind CSS. We do not need the source directory. We are going to obviously use the app router, and the turbo pack is new here. In Next.js 14 we don't have the turbo pack, but in Next.js 15 we have the turbo pack. This is entirely for our development. So when you run your project, it will now use turbo pack for faster run our project in local development. So it will not helpful for your deployed version, it's just for the local environment. So I'm going to click yes. So we're going to use the turbo pack for our project, and we do not need to customize our import aliases. So no, I'm going to hit enter. Now it will install all the necessary packages in our folder. So let's wait some time to complete the installation. The installation is completed now. Here we have tsconfig file, so we do not need to do anything here. Then we have tailwind.config.ts, and here for the extend part we are going to remove this because we do not need it. And then we have this readme post css.config.mjs package.json package log.json next config ts. We do not need to do anything here. Then we have next dev dot next n.d.ts, and we do not need to do anything here. Then we have the git ignore, and this one is for our images. In the public folder we are going to store our images. Then we have our node module, and this app folder is the main folder where we are going to do everything. So here you can see we have a font which is given default, and here we have two local fonts here. Then we have this fav icon, then we have this global.css, and for now I am going to remove all of these because we do not need it here. We are going to start from scratch. Then we have this layout. The layout is the overall wrapper of our application. If I give you an example, you will understand it better. So here you can see we have the children. Now if I add a navbar here and then a footer component here, then all the pages we are going to create in this project will have this navbar and footer common. That means this layout is acting as a overall wrapper of our project. Then we have this page.tsx. This is our page. When we go to the localhost 3000, this page will appear. Now I'm going to delete all of this, and I'm going to use a shortcut which is RAFC to create a component boilerplate, and I'm going to name it homepage. If you wonder how I do this using the shortcut, so to use this shortcut you have to install an extension. The extension is this one, ES7 plus React Redux React Native snippet. By installing this you can use the RAFC to create the component boilerplate. Now here I am going to give some Tailwind class name to check if our Tailwind is working or not. So I am going to use text 5xl, and let's set text rate 900, and then I'm going to run our project. Use npm run dev and hit enter. And here you can notice it using the turbo pack. So next step dash dash turbo pack. So now what I'm going to do, in the browser I'm going to open localhost 3000, and here we have our project, but somehow the tailwind is not applied. That is because I forget to save the page. So let's hit save. Now you can see we have our color, change color and bigger font size. That means our tailwind is working properly. So we do not need it. So remove this and hit save. Next, what I'm going to do is in the public, I'm going to create a new folder called images. And here I'm going to store the images that we are going to use in this project. For this, I'm going to copy the images, and don't worry, these images will be attached to the starter file, and the starter file is in the description. So I'm going to copy this and paste it in our image folder. So these are the some of the images that we are going to use in our project. Next, we need icons for our project. So for the icons, we are going to use React icons. If I search their React icons, and if I go to their GitHub pages, you can see they have a lot of icons that we can use. So click here to their npm page and copy this npm script from here, and let's remove this one and go here and paste it here and hit enter. This will install the React icons in our project, which we can use in our project. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to customize our font. So if I go to the layout, you can see it used this local font, but we do not want to use the local font. It is better to use Google fonts. And Next.js 50 already integrated with the Google font. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment out this one and this one, and then I'm going to import something from next slash font slash and Google font. And for this project we are going to use Roboto. And then what I'm going to do is here I'm going to create a const font, and we're going to use our Roboto and call it like this one, and then we have to pass some properties. So first one is the font weight. So we're going to use 100, 300, 400, 500, 700, and 900. Next we have to pass the subsets, and the subsets we are going to use Latin. Next, in the class name we are going to remove these two, and we are going to add our font dot class name. That's it. So our Google font is initialized. Next, we are going to change the metadata. This metadata is very important for the SEO purposes. So the title here I am going to use app landing next 50. Let's use this one. And for the description, let's use app landing page using Next.js 50. That's it. Let's hit save and let's go to our project, and here you can see at the top our heading change. It says app landing next 15, and if I inspect here and let's hover here, you can see the font is 16 pixel and Roboto. So our font and metadata is customized successfully. Next, what we are going to do is at the root level we are going to create a folder called components. And one thing you need to keep in mind, because it causes error for a lot of people and they're asked in our YouTube channel for this, that they have some error after the deployment. And here you can see the component folder, and I'm using a lowercase c. And if you go to your tailwind.config, here you can see the component here defined using the lowercase. So if you by chance use the uppercase component and then deploy it in the Vercel, then the deployment will not be failed, but you will see some strange behavior like the tailwind is not working in your deployed version or something like that. So make sure you use this lowercase c for the component. Next, what I'm going to do is in the component, I'm going to create a home folder. and a helper folder. If we need any helper component, then we're going to use this helper folder. In home, I am going to create a home.tsx, and this home component, we are going to add all the component that is related to our home page. For example, here we are going to use our hero component, our client review, our pricing, and then this home component, I am going to attach it to our home page component. So here I am going to use our home. Now by doing this, our page component in our app level, it will be clean and optimized. So, and here we're going to use a class name of overflow hidden, because we do not want any overflow in our project, especially in the X direction. So this is it for our project setup. Now we are going to build the navbar. First, let me show you the navbar. So in the deployed version here, you can see we have a logo, we have some nav links, and then we have a join now button. So now we are going to build this navbar. And one thing also, that if I start scrolling, you can see it changes background color and it become fixed. So this is one of the functionality that we are going to create in our navbar. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder and I'm going to name it navbar. And inside this I'm going to create three files. One is nav.tsx, and this is for the large screen navbar. One for mobile navbar.tsx, which is for the mobile navigation sidebar. And then we have a responsive navbar, which will combine the navbar and mobile navbar and make the functionality for responsive design. So first let's use nav.tsx, and I'm going to use RAFC to create the component boilerplate. Then we have mobile nav.tsx, and we're going to use RAFC to create the component boilerplate. And finally we have responsive nav.tsx, and I'm going to use RAFC to create the component boilerplate. And in the responsive nav, I'm going to add our navbar and then mobile navbar. And in later, we are going to add the functionality for the responsive navbar. Now, where we are going to add this responsive nav? Obviously, we are going to add this in our layout, because the layout is our overall wrapper. So if I add the responsive nav here, then all the project will have the navbar attached to it. So here we are going to use responsive nav and hit save. And here you can see we have our nav, mobile nav, and then the home. Next, what we are going to do is, let's open your nav.tsx. And in nav.tsx, the first div will have a class name of width will be full. We're going to use a transition all, duration will be 200 millisecond, height will be 12 ph, and jet index will be 1000. Then inside this div we have another div, and this div have a class name of flex. Items will be center, height will be full, justify will be between, width will be 90%, and in extra large devices width will be 80%, and mx will be auto. Then first we have our logo. So I'm going to give a comment of logo, and here we have a h1, and then in h1 we inside this h1 we have a span with our first letter, and then we have the other one. If you want, you can use any image for this, but I'm going to use the text here. So for the class name, we have text Excel, and in medium and large screen, text will be to Excel and font will be bold. And for this pen, we have a class name of text 3XL. In medium screen, text will be 4XL. Text will be pink 700. Now if I hit save, and here you can see we have our logo, which looks nice, like this one. Let's add font extra bold here. Font extra bold, and if I hit save, now it looks good. But let me change the size to 3XL. Now it looks nice. Next we have the nav links. So for the nav links, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a constant here. So outside here I'm going to create a const, and we're going to use nav links, and the nav links will have a array of object where we have an id of 1, then we have a url. For now I'm going to use the hash, then we have a label. For the first one we have home. Now I'm going to copy it 5 more times because we need 6. So let's copy this 1 2 3 4 5. Then the second one will be id 2, and the label will be about. The third one will have an id of 3, and this one will be feature. Then the fourth one will be testimonial. Then this one will be 5, and this one will be block. And then this will be 6, and the label will be contact. So this is our nav links. By doing this, you can easily add more links if you want, and you can remove links if you want, and you do not need to repeat the same design, styling, and same div over and over again. And another thing what we can do is we can export this file. So just cut it from here, and we are going to create a new folder called constant, where we are going to store our constant type data. So constant.tsx, not tsx, just tx. And here we are going to export this. So export const nav links. Now if I hit save, and then in our component, our navbar, we are going to export it. So after the logo, we will have the nav links. So here we will have a nav links. Then we have a div with a class name of hidden. It will be hidden in small devices. In large screen, it will be flex. Items will be center. SpaceX will be 10. Now then inside this div, we are going to use our nav links, which will imported from constant folder. So constant slash constant, and then we are going to use map here. So map will get an individual link here, and we're going to return a link which is coming from our next link. And in the next link we have a href, which will be link dot URL, and then we have to pass a key. The key will be link dot id, and then inside this link we will have a p tag with our link label. So link dot label, and this p will have a class name of nav dash dash link. So this is a custom class that we are going to create for our nav links. So if I go to the project here, you can see we have our nav links, but they are not properly styled. So for this, what I am going to do is I am going to open my global.css, and here I am going to create a custom class. And for this, we are going to use @layer utilities, and inside this we are going to create our nav link. So here we will apply some Tailwind styling. So first one will be relative, then we have text base, font medium, width will be fit, this one will be block, and we are going to use the after block. After the content will be an empty string, then we have after absolute, and in after the height will be 3 pixel, and then we have after the pg will be pink 600, then we have after width will be full, and after scale x will be 0, scale x 0, and in after hover scale x will be 100. So we are hiding it in the after, but when we hover we are going to show this. And in after we are going to use the transition all, not transition all, just the transition, and the duration will be, so after duration 300 millisecond, and the after origin will be left, not left, right, origin right. Now if I hit save, and now you can see our links look nice, and we have our hover effect also. So this looks very nice, just like this one. Here we are going to use Poppins font, not the Roboto. So let's use Poppins. So Poppins, and here instead of Roboto we're going to use Poppins. And now here we're going to add 200. So we have 300, 400, 500. We don't have the 600. Then we have 700. Don't have the 800. So that's it. Now if I go to our project, now it looks better like this one. So we have to change the logo a little bit. So let's go to the nav, and here we're going to use font bold. That's it. And this one will be 2x. Now it looks good, just like this one. After the nav links we have buttons. So I'm going to give a comment of buttons, and here we have a div with class name of flat, items will be center, spacex will be 4, Here we'll have the button and the burger menu. So first let's use the button. Join now. In this button we'll have a class name of, in medium screen px will be 8, in medium screen py will be 2.5, and px will be 6, and py will be 2 for small devices. Text will be white, font will be semi bold, text base bg blue 700, in hover bg blue 900, and we have transition all, duration will be 200 millisecond, and rounded full. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have our beautiful button just like this one. Next we have the burger menu. So let's give a comment of burger menu, and then here we have a icon which is hi birds bottom right, and this one will have a class name of width 8, height 8, cursor pointer, text black. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have our burger menu, but this will be hidden in large screen and this will be show in the smaller screen. For this I am going to use in large screen, it will be hidden. Now if I hit save, now you can see it's hidden. So now we have our logo, our nav links with hover effect and our button. And if I inspect, you can see in the smaller devices, like in the mobile devices, the nav links is hidden and we have our burger menu. Next what we need is, if you see here, if I start scrolling, the navbar changes background color and become fixed. So to do this we are going to use effect and use state. So for this we have to convert this into a client component, because in Next.js 15 the server component, the hooks are not working in the server component. To use hooks we need to convert a component into a client component, and we convert a component in client component using this use client directive. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a state variable. So const nav bg set nav bg, and this one will be use state and false. Next we are going to use a use effect, and then here inside this we have a function called handler. This one will be an arrow function, and inside this function we are going to check if window dot scroll y, so scroll in the y direction, is greater than equal to 90. That means we scroll 90 pixel, we are going to set our navbg to true. And if window dot scroll y is less than 90, then we are going to set our navbg to false. So that's it, this is our handler function, and also include this dependency array. Now here in the window we're going to add a add event listener, and we're going to listen for the scroll event, and in the scroll event we are going to run our handler function. Next we are going to clean up function, so return a cleanup function with this one, but instead of add event listener we are going to use remove event listener. So remove event listener, that's it. Now if I hit save, and next what we need to do is we're going to change this and we're going to make this dynamic using the template literal. So first we have to wrap this inside the curly braces and then the template literal, and then what we need to do is we're going to use fixed, and then we're going to use if the navbg is true, then we're going to use bg of white, shadow of md, and otherwise this one will be just fixed. That's it. Now if I hit save, and let's add some height so that we can scroll. So height, let's say to 2000 pixel, and if I hit save, now if I start scrolling you can see it changes background color. It's not showing because the background is already white, but you can see the shadow here, and this looks very nice. So this is our mobile navigation bar. Next we need to build the mobile nav bar. So if I inspect here you can see we have our nav menu and we have our logo, our join now button. So now let's go here, just remove this text home because we do not need it, and then go to the mobile navbar, and in mobile navbar, so inside this div we have a overlay, and for this overlay we are going to use a div with a class name of fixed, top will be 0. So let's just use inset 0. Then we have transform, we're going to use transform here, transition all, duration will be 500 milliseconds because we are going to add the sliding animation, so duration will be 500, z will be 10,000, then bg will be black, opacity will be 70, width will be full, and height will be screen. If I hit save, here you can see we have the overlay, the black overlay. Then what we have is after the overlay we have our nav links. So our nav link, so we are going to use a div, and this div have a class name of text white, fixed, justify center, flex. Flex will be in the column direction, height will be full. We're going to use transform because we are going to use the transform property to show and hide the sidebar, and then transition will be all, duration will be 500 millisecond. We're going to add a delay here, or delay of 300 milliseconds, because if I show you the deployed version, if I inspect, if I click here, you can see first the overlay comes, and then after some delay the actual nav sidebar is appear in the screen. So that's why we are using a delay here. So delay 300, width will be 80%. In smaller devices, width will be 60%. BG will be indigo 900. Space Y will be 6. And Z will be 10,006. Now if I hit save, and then inside this tip we have our nav links. So let's copy it from our nav. So these are nav links, so copy this and then paste it here. We need to import the nav links, we need to import the link, and then for the nav link, the p tag, we are going to add some extra classes. So one is text white. Text will be 20 pixel. Margin left will be 12. Border bottom will be 1.5 pixel. Padding bottom will be 1. Border color will be white. And smaller devices, text will be 30 pixel. That's it. Now if I hit save, and here you can see we have our nav links, which looks very nice. If I show you in the iPad devices, it also looks nice. So these are nav links. Now we need a cross icon to close the button. So for this, after the nav links, we have a close icon. So for this, I'm going to use CG close, and this one will have a class name of absolute. Top will be 0.7 RAM. Right will be 1.4 RAM. In smaller devices width will be 8. Smaller devices height will be 8. Otherwise width will be 6 and height will be 6. Now if I hit save, so for this we have to this one will be inside the div. So here, now if I hit save, now you can see the icons is in the right place. So by clicking it, the navbar will be closed. So this is our mobile navigation bar. Now let's remove the height here because we do not need it. And next we are going to work on the responsive nav. So we are going to convert this into a plain component, and then we are going to create two functions here. So one is so before creating the function, we are going to create a state variable. So show nav, and then set show nav, and then initially this one will be false, not false, true. Sorry, this one will be false initially. Next we are going to create two functions. So const handle nav show, and this one will be an arrow function, and here we are going to set our show nav to true. Then we have another function which is const handle nav close, nav height. This one will be an arrow function, and here we are going to set our show nav to false. Now we are going to pass these props in our nav and mobile nav. For the nav, we are going to pass open nav, which is our show, which is our handle nav show, and in the mobile nav, we are going to pass our show nav, which is the show nav variable, and then we are going to pass a close nav, which is our handle nav height. That's it. Now we have to receive these props and give them a proper type definition because of the typescript. So first let's go to the nav, and here we're going to use type prop. So we're defining the prop types. Here we are receiving an open nav, which is a function, which is an arrow function that returns nothing, means void. And now we are going to pass this here. So props, we are going to import the open nav, and when we click on this burger menu, so on click, we are going to call our open nav function. That's it. Next we are going to open our mobile nav. Here also we are going to define our type, so type props, and here we are receiving show nav, which is a type of boolean. Also we are receiving a close nav, which is a arrow function that returns void. That's it. Now we are going to pass this here, so props, and we're importing the close nav and show nav. And then when we click on the close icon, so on click, we're going to run our close nav. Now based on this show nav property, we are going to show or hide the mobile app. So now we are going to define some styling for this. So we are going to check, so fonts, let's name it nav open, and we're going to check if the show nav is true, then we're going to use translate x 0. That means we are going to show the navbar, and otherwise we are going to use translate x minus 100%. That means we are going to hide the navbar from the screen. Now we have to apply this in both overlay and this step. So for this we are going to make this a dynamic styling using the curly braces and the template literal format. And here we are going to use our nav open, and same for this one. Remove this double quote, and here we're going to use our nav open like this. Now if I hit save, now let's go to our application, and if I click here, you can see the navbar opens very nicely using the slide animation. You can see it looks very nice. It's close, open, close. And if I show you the navbar in desktop, it also looks very nice, and in mobile devices it also works properly. So our navbar is completed. Next we are going to build our hero section. So let me show you the hero section. Here you can see we have a beautiful image, we have some text here. So now we're going to build this section. To build this, I'm going to create a new folder inside my home folder, and I'm going to name it hero, and inside this I'm going to create a file called hero.tsx, and then I'm going to use rfc to create the component boilerplate, and then I'm going to add this inside our home folder. So here we are going to use our hero. Now if I hit save, and here you can see we have our text hero. Next, what we are going to do, for the first div, we have a class name of width will be full, padding top will be 4 RAM, 4 VH. Then we have in medium screen, padding top will be 12 VH, and height will be screen, and background will be hash F7 F6 FB. Now if I hit save, here you can see our background color changes just like this one, which looks very nice here. Next, what we have is another div with class name of flex. Justify will be center, flex will be in the column direction. Then we have width of 90%. In smaller devices, the width will be 80%. Smaller and higher devices, width will be 80%, and height will be full, and image will be auto. Then inside this div we have another div, and here we are going to define our grid system to divide the space in two parts, one for the image and one for the text content. So here we have a class name of grid, then grid calls 1 for small devices, and in large screen we have a grid calls 2. Items will be center, and gap will be 12. Now if I hit save, and then inside this we have text content, text content. So one div for the text content, and then we have the image content. So another div for the image content. So first let's complete the image section. So here for the div we have a class name of hidden. So the image will be hidden for smaller devices, and in large screen it will be blocked. So only in the large screen we are going to show the images. Otherwise we are not going to show the images. And here we have a image which is coming from next image, and then inside this we are going to have a source. The source will be slash images slash hero.png. Then we have an alt tag of hero, width of 700 and height of 700. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have our image just like this one, which looks very nice. Next we are going to design our content part. So for this, go to this div. Inside this div we have another div with class name of width will be fit, padding in y direction will be 1.5, px will be 2, in medium screen px will be 5, rounded will be full, then shadow will be md, it will be flex, items will be center, SpaceX will be 3, background will be white. Now inside this div we have another div with class name of px3, then we have py of 1, in medium screen px will be 5, and in medium py will be 1, rounded will be full, in bg will be blue 700, in medium screen text will be beige, in smaller devices text will be small, and otherwise in extra small devices this one will be extra small, and text color will be white. Now if I hit save, and the text will be news. Save and go to your website. Here you can see we have this box just like this one, and inside this we have the text news. So next we have this text, so I'm going to copy this text from here, and then after this div we have a p tag with this text, and this one will have a plus name of text extra small, and smaller devices text will be small. Now if I hit save, now you can see this looks nice just like this one. Next we have this heading, so I'm going to copy this text, and then after this t, so this one for the top box, and then we have our heading. So here we have a h1 with the text, and this h1 will have a class name of text to excel for small devices, and small and higher devices text will be for excel. Medium and large screen text will be 5 excel. Margin top will be 6, margin bottom will be 6, font will be bold. In medium screen, leading will be 3 RAM, and in large screen, leading will be 3.5 RAM. Now if I hit save, now you can see it looks very nice just like this one. Next we have this short details or description, you can say. So for this, let's give this a title of description. Here we have a p. We're going to use lorem some generator to generate some random text. To generate this random text, you need to install a extension which is this one, lorem ipsum generator, which generate random text, and this is very helpful. This p tag will have a class name of text gray 700, and now if I hit save, you can see this looks very nice just like this one. Next we have these two images of Google Play Store and App Store. So after this p tag we have Play Store and App Store image. So here we have a div with class name of flex. Margin top will be 8, margin bottom will be 8, items will be center, SpaceX will be 4, and then inside this div we're going to have an image which is coming from next image, and here we have a source of slash images slash gp.png, and an alt tag of Play Store for the first one, and then we have a width of 150, height of 150, and we have a class name of object content. That's it. Now we need another one, so I'm going to copy this, and this one will be as.png, this one will be app store, and the width and height will be the same, and object will be content. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have these two images of Google Play Store and App Store, so just like this one. So this hero section looks very nice. We have this logo, nav links, button. Let's see the responsiveness. If I inspect, and here you can see this part fit perfectly and looks awesome. And we have this burger menu, and this looks great in mobile devices. So let me show you in the iPad devices. You can see in iPad devices it also looks clean and perfect. So our hero section is completed. Next, we are going to build the why choose us section. So if I show you the deployed version, here you can see this is the section where we have a image, a heading, and some text and a link. So now we are going to build this section. So to build this, I'm going to create a new folder inside my home folder, and I'm going to name this why choose dot tsx, not tsx. This is the folder, so only the why choose. And inside this we're going to create a file called why choose.tsx, and I'm going to use rafc to create the component boilerplate, and then I'm going to add this inside my home folder. So after the hero we're going to have our why chose section. So this one. Now if I hit save and go to our project, and you can see we have our text why choose. Next, what we are going to do is, for the first div we have a class name of padding top of 16 and padding bottom of 16. If I hit save, and then inside this div we are going to have a h1, and the text will be why you choose this application. And then this h1 will have a class name of margin top will be 6, text will be 2xl, medium screen text will be 3xl, this one will be capitalized, and font will be bold, text center. Now if I hit save and if I check the browser, here you can see we have our heading why you choose this application, just like this one. After the h1 we have a div, and this div have a class name of margin top of 20, it will be grid, width will be 90%, mx will be auto, grid calls will be 1 for small devices, in medium screen grid calls will be 2, in large screen grid calls will be 3, and in grid extra large grid calls will be 4, and gap will be 12. Now inside this div we are going to have another div, and then inside this div we are going to create a reusable component for individual cards. So if I show you the deployed version, so we are going to create a component for this card only, so that we can reuse the card, just changing the image and heading and the text of the link. So for this I am going to create a new file here called why choose card.tsx, and I'm going to use rfc to create the component boilerplate, and I'm going to hit save. Then I'm going to add this inside my div. So here I'm going to add our why choose card, and we're going to pass some profs here, because every card has different image, different title, and the link text. So for this reason we're going to pass the profs of image. So first one is images slash i1 dot png. Then we are going to pass the title. So for the first one we have create free account, and then we have the link text, and for the first one we have start earning. Now I'm going to hit save, and we have 4 of the cards, so I'm going to copy this 3 more time, and the second one will have the image of I2, and the title will be monitor user analytics, and the link text will be sign up your store, sign up your store. The third one, the image will be i3.png, the title will be safe and trusted, and that link text will be get the app. The fourth one will be I4, and the title will be fast customer support, and the link text will be learn more. Now we have to receive these props properly in our card component and give them the proper type definition and then add to the component. So let's go to the y choose section. So here we are going to use a type of props. You can name this anything if you want. If you want, you can give this y choose props, but I'm going to give this the general props. And then here we are receiving a title, which is a type of string. We are receiving a image, which is type of string. We are receiving a link text, which is type of string. Now we are going to add this in our component. So we are going to add our prop here, and here we are going to import our image, our title, and our link text. And then for the first div, we don't have any class name here, and inside this div we are going to use our next.js image component, and we're going to import this from next image. And here we have the source, which is image. We have alt, which is title. Then we have width of 80, height of 80, and the class name of object contain, and image will be auto. Then after the image we have a h1, and here we have the title, and this h1 will have a class name of text center. Text will be large, margin top will be 5, margin bottom will be 5, font will be semi bold, and text will be gray 800. And now if I go here, you can see we have our image, beautiful image with the title. Next we need the description and the link text. So then we're going to use a p tag with some random text. So lowram 10. So it looks good. And the p tag will have a class name of, so class name text will be gray 600, text will be in the center, font will be medium, then we have text of small, margin bottom will be 7, and now if I hit save, it's save, and now it looks good, just like this one. You can add 2 or more word here. If you save, now it looks good, and then we have this link. So for this we are going to use another p tag with our link text, and this p will have a class name of text center, font will be semi bold, text will be blue 900, in hover we're going to use text blue 950, and transition will be all, duration will be 200 milliseconds, and cursor will be pointer. Now if I hit save, and another thing we have is this arrow. For this arrow we are going to use the HTML. So we are going to use this code to generate this arrow. So 8594, that's it. Now if I go here, now you can see we have this arrow and we have this hover effect. Now this component looks fine. Let's see if this is mobile responsive or not. So let's select iPhone devices. You can see in iPhone devices it fit perfectly, and we have only one of the card at the screen and the other is in the bottom. Now let's check it on the iPad devices. In iPad devices we can see that we have two cards uh, in the screen and other two is in the bottom. So two card is side by side and other two is in the bottom. So it looks also nice. So our why choose section is completed. Next we are going to build the analytic feature section. So if I show you the section, here you can see we have an image and some text content. So to build this, I'm going to create a new folder inside my home folder, and I'm going to name is analytics feature, and inside this I'm going to create a file called analytics feature dot tsx, and I'm going to use RAFC to create the component boilerplate, and then I'm going to add this inside my home. So after the while choose, we're going to have our analytics feature. So analytic feature, I'm going to hit save, and if I go to the browser, here you can see we have our analytic feature. Now the analytic feature, the first tip have a class name of padding top of 24 and padding bottom of 16, and then inside this div we have another div that will define grid. So here we have a div with class name of width will be 95%, in smaller devices width will be 80%, image will be auto, items will be centered. We are going to use grid. The grid calls will be 1, and in the larger screen the grid calls will be 2. and we have a gap of 10. Now inside this div we have first the image content. So let's say this div is for the image content, and then we have the text content, and let's say this div is the text content. So now let's complete the image content section. So for the div, inside this div we are going to have an image component which is coming from next image, and this image have a source. This one will be slash images slash a dot jpg, and then we have an alt, let's say image, then we have width of 500 and height of 500, and then we have a class name of object content. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have this beautiful image. Next we are going to work on the content. So for this first div have a class name of pairing of sex. Now inside this div we have a h1 with the text audience, tracking, and insights, and this h1 will have a class name of text base, font will be semi bold, text will be orange 500, text orange 500, and if I hit save, here you can see we have this text just like this one, and then what we have after the h1 we have another h1, and I'm going to copy the content text content from here. So let's copy this and paste it, add a full stop here, and then the h1 will have a class name of margin top of 4, text will be extra large, and in small and large devices text will be 2xl, in medium and large screen text will be 3xl, and font will be bold. Then we have text of gray 900. Now if I hit save, and you can see we have this beautiful heading just like this one. Then we have this content, so let's copy this, and then after the h1 we have a p tag with this content, and the p tag will have a class name of margin top will be 4, text will be gray 600, text will be small, font will be medium, and leading will be 2rem. Now if I hit save, and now you can see it looks very nice just like this one. Then we have this list, feature list. So after this p we have a ul with class name of margin top of 7 space y2, then we have text gray of 800, and let's hit save, and inside this we have an li with class name of plates, items will be center, font will be semi bold. Then inside this we have a icon which is fa check circle, which is coming from our React icon, and this icon will have a class name of text green 500, not text gray, text green 500, and we have margin right of 2. And next we have the text chat prompt module supported. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have our first one, just like this one. So next I'm going to copy this li 2 more times, and the second one will be enjoy unlimited features by paid plan, and the third one is manage ultimate conversation. Now let's just say, now if I go to the browser, here you can see we have our 3 list item, so just like this one, which looks very nice. Next we have this button. So after the UL we have a button with the text of explore more and with the code of RARR. If I hit save, here you can see we have this explore more with this arrow, and for the button we have a class name of margin top of 8, px will be 8, py will be 3, bg will be gray 100, then we have text gray of 800, then font will be semi bold, then we have rounded full, and in hover we have bg blue 800, transition will be all, duration will be 200 millisecond, then we have in hover text will be white. Now if I hit save and go to our project, and here you can see if I hover we have this beautiful hover effect and the button, so everything is complete. Now let's check for the responsiveness. So if I inspect and if I select the mobile devices, in mobile devices you can see everything fit perfectly, and if I show you this one in the mobile devices, you can see everything looks good, just like the deployed one. So here you can see we have this image, the text, and this button also. And if I show you in the iPad version, you can see in iPad it also looks amazing. So our analytic feature section is completed. Next we are going to build the feature section. So if I show you the feature section, here you can see we have some card items, which is the feature with an icon and a text. So to build this, we are going to create a new folder inside our home folder, and I'm going to name this feature, and inside this I'm going to create a file called feature.tsx, and I'm going to use RAFC to create the component boilerplate, and then I'm going to add this inside my home. After the analytics we will have our feature. If I hit save, here you can see we have the text feature. Next, go to the feature. Here what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to create an array. So the array will be features, and this one will be an array of object, and the object contain the icon that we are going to use. So first one will be fa layer group, and the icon will have a class name of text rate 500, and then we'll have the text, and the text will be 50 plus unique design blocks. And then we have another one, and this one will be, the icon will be fa laptop, and the text color will be blue 500. So blue 500, and the text will be multiple layouts. And then we have another one, and this one will be fa mobile alt, and the text will be yellow 500. So yellow 500, and the text will be mobile first design. So this one will be mobile first, mobile first design. Then we have the desktop icon. So fa desktop, and this one will have a class name of purple 500. So we have text purple 500. Next we have fa cog, and the text will be till 500. So here the third one will have a, the fourth one, the text will be fully responsive, responsive. Then the cog, this one will have a text of customizable feature. Then the next one will have the icon of fa headset, and the color will be green 500. So we are preparing the information that we need. This will help us to create the component quickly. And the text here will be humanly supported, support. Then the next one is fa infinity, and this one, that text will be indigo pink 500, text pink 500, and the text will be lifetime updates. Then we have another one, this one will be fa book, and the text color will be text indigo 500, and the text will be rich documentation. And the final one, we have fa shield alt, and the text will be orange 500, and the text here will be enhanced security. That's it. Next, the first div will have a class name of bgpink50, padding top of 20, padding bottom of 20. Then inside this div we have another div with class name of width 80%, mx will be auto, text will be center. Next, inside this div we have a h2 with class name of margin top of 6, text will be 2xl, in medium screen text will be 3xl, capitalize, font will be bold, and text will be center. And inside this we have the text of it's everything you will ever need. Now if I hit save, and here you can see we have our heading, that is everything you will ever need, just like this one. And then after this h1 we have another div with class name of grid, margin top will be 16, grid calls will be 1, in smaller devices grid calls will be 2, in large screen grid calls will be 3, cap will be 6. Now inside this div we are going to use our feature array. So features dot map, and we will get the feature, individual feature, and the index. And here we are going to use a div, and this div will have a key which is the index. Then this div will have a class name of flex, items will be center, justify will be center, padding will be 4, bg will be wide, rounded lg, shadow will be md, and spaces will be 3. That's it. Now inside this div we have another div with the class name of text 3xl, width will be 14, height will be 14, bg will be gray 800, bg opacity will be 10, flex, items will be centered, justify will be centered, flex will be in the column direction, then we have rounded full. And inside this div we will have an eye span with the icon. So we are going to use feature dot icon, and then after this div we have a span with the text. So we have feature dot text, and this span will have a class name of font semibold. Now if I hit save, and here you can see we have this beautiful card of the feature which looks very nice, just like this one. So let's check if it is responsive or not. So if I inspect, if I select the mobile devices, and here you can see it fit perfectly with the mobile devices view. So we have one top of each other, And if I show you the iPad version, here you can see it also fit perfectly. And you can see we have this different background here. So our feature section is completed. Now we are going to build the client review section. So if I show you the client review, here you can see we have this client review slider. So now we are going to build this section. So to build this, I'm going to create a new folder inside my home folder, and I'm going to name this review, and inside this I'm going to create a file called review.tsx, and I'm going to use RAFC to create the component boilerplate, and then I'm going to add this inside my home folder. So after the feature, we are going to have the review section. So now if I go to our project, here you can see we have the text review. Next, in the review, the first div have a class name of padding top of 16, padding bottom of 16, and background will be hash fc f6 fa. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have a different background and we have some padding. Now inside this div we have a h1 with the text what client say about us, and this h1 will have a class name of margin top of 6, text will be 2 excel, in medium screen text will be 3 excel, it will be capitalized, font will be bold, then text will be center. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have our heading just like this one. And next what we have is we have a div with class name of margin top of 20, width will be 90%, in medium screen width will be 80%, and mx will be auto. And then inside this div we are going to show our slider. So for the slider we are going to use a npm package. The npm package we are going to use is react multi-carousel. So if I search for react multi-carousel and then go to their npm page, you can see they have a very high rate of downloads per week. And here you can see they have the demo, they have the proper documentation. If you want to learn more about this, you can read this documentation. So for now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy their npm script and paste it here to install the package. Next what we need is we have to copy this to line to import carousel and the styling. So copy this to and paste it here. Next what we need is we need to copy this responsive constant. So I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it here, and we are going to change some of this. So we are going to show one item and the slide will be 1. So item 1, slides to slide will be 1, and here 1 and 1. So this is our responsive design. Then what we are going to do is inside this div we are going to use our carousel. So carousel, and then this carousel will have some properties. So first one is the arrows. So we don't want the arrows for now. If you want, you can make this true. The arrows will be false, autoplay will be true, then we have autoplay speed will be 5000 milliseconds, that means 5 seconds. So after 5 seconds the slide will automatically slide. Then we have infinity, and in the responsive we are going to pass our responsive variable, and finally we are going to show the dots. Show dots will be true. That's it. and we have to convert this into a client component. So I'm going to convert this a client component using use client, and I'm going to hit save. And next what we are going to do is, for every client review we are going to create a card. So I'm going to create a new file here called review card.tsx, and I'm going to use RFC to create the component boilerplate, and I'm going to hit save. And inside this carousel we will have the review card. So review card and hit save. Now let's go to our browser, and here you can see we have our review card and we have a dot because we only have one element, and the card is to design this whole card. So we're going to create the component for this card, and which is the review card. Now we have to pass some props here. So the first one is the name. So we're going to pass name as a prop. So first one will be jcdo, and we're going to pass a image. So for the first one we have slash images slash c1.png. That's it. Now we will have 4 of the review cards. So copy this second time, and this one will be John Doe, and this one will be C2. And let's copy this to again so that we have more cards. And now we have to receive this prop inside our review card and give them the proper type. So let's go to the review card, and here we will have the type of props, and here we are receiving a name which is a type of string. We are receiving an image which is type of string, and now we are going to pass this inside our review card, and we are going to import the image and we are going to import the name. Now for the first div, have a class name of width will be full, in large screen width will be 90%, it will be relative, then we have mx will be auto, padding will be 6, background will be white, shadow will be large, and rounded will be LG. Now if I hit save, and here you can see we have a box type with the shadow and the background, white background. Inside this div we will have an icon which is fm co left, and this icon will have a class name of width will be 14, height will be 14, opacity will be 10, and then we have absolute, and we have top of 8. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have this small looking code. When we add more content it will be more visible. So let's add. So after this div we have another div with class name of grid. Grid calls will be 1, then in large screen grid calls will be 5, cap will be 6, items will be center, and that's it. And inside this div we have another div with class name of call span will be 3. So call span 3, order will be second in smaller devices, but in larger devices we want this to appear fast, that's why the order will be 1. Now inside this div we have a p with class name of margin top of 8, text will be smaller devices text will be base, in medium devices text will be large, font will be medium, and leading will be 1.5 RAM. In smaller devices leading will be 1.8 gram, and in medium screen leading will be 2.5 gram. That's it. And inside this p tag we'll have some random text, so let's generate some random text. If I hit save, here you can see we have our text. So let's copy from here. So copy this and paste it here and hit save. So we copy a lot more, so let's use lorem 30. If I hit save, now it looks good. So after the text we'll have our rating, and here you can see the double quote which looks very nice. Next we have this star icon. So for this we are going to do is, after this p tag we will have a div. This div have a class name of flex, items will be center, and margin top will be 6, and then inside this div we will have a fa star icon from react icon, and this icon will have a class name of text will be yellow 600, width will be 6, height will be 6, and let's hit save, and we have 5 of them. So 2 3 4 5. Now if I hit save, and now you can see we have this star icon which looks very nice. Next we have this user information, the user that sent the div. So after this div we have a h1 with the name, and then we have a p tag, let's say full stack web developer. Full stack web developer. Now this h1 will have a class name of text excel, font will be semi bold, and margin top will be 8, and the p tag will have a class name of margin top of 2, text will be lg, text will be graphics 600, and font will be medium, margin bottom will be 6. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have our name and the job title here, which looks very nice, and we have this 4 review card. Next we need the image, so let's go to our code. So after this div, so this div is for the text content, so let's add a comment of text content, and after this div we will have the image. So here we are going to use a div which have a class name of call span will be 2, so call span 2, and mx will be auto, and order will be 1 in smaller devices. So in smaller devices we want the image to be appear first and then the text, so the order will be 1, and in large screen we want the image in the second position, that's why order will be 2. Now inside this div we will have an image which is coming from next image, and inside this we are going to pass the source which is our image that we are receiving as a prop. The alt we can use the name, and then the width will be 250 and the height will be 250 and the height will be 120, and the class name will be class name rounded full. And if I hit save and go to our code, here you can see we have this image, and the full section is looks very nice. The client view, you can control the sliding using this dot, and if you want you can add the arrows also. So here what you need to do is make this true. Now if I hit save, Now you can see we have the arrow also. If you want, you can keep it. So let's keep it here. So this is our client review section. Now if I show you the responsiveness, and if I select the mobile devices, you can see in mobile devices the image appear fast and we have the sliding and everything looks perfect. Let's see in the iPad devices, and iPad devices it also looks very nice. So our client review slider section is completed. Next, we are going to build the pricing section. Let me show you the pricing section. Here you can see we have two price cards. So now we are going to build this section. So to build this, I am going to create a new folder inside my home folder. So inside my home, I am going to create a new folder and I am going to name it price. And inside this, I am going to create a price.tsx. And I'm going to use RFC to create the component boilerplate, and then I'm going to add this inside my home component. So after the review, we'll have our price section. Now if I go to our project, here you can see we have the text price. Now in the price, the first div have a class name of padding top of 16, padding bottom of 16, background will be hash edfbff. Now if I hit save, and here you can see we have a different background and some padding. Now inside this div we'll have a h2, and the text will be meet exciting pricing plans, and this h2 will have a class name of margin top will be 6, text will be 2xl, in medium screen text will be 3xl, capitalize, font will be bold, text will be center. Now if I hit save, now here you can see we have our title. So after the title we have another div with class name of width will be 90%, in medium screen width will be 80%, then we have margin top will be 20, mx will be auto, grid, grid calls will be 2, grid calls will be 1 for small devices, and in large screen grid calls will be 2, gap will be 10. Now inside this div we are going to add our price card. So for this I am going to create a new component that will only render this card, individual card. So let's create a new file called price card.tsx, and I'm going to use RFC to create the component boilerplate. And in the price section, so here we will have a div, and inside this div I'm going to add our price card, and we'll have two price cards. So I'm going to copy this again, and we have to pass some props in the price card. So the first price card, the price will be 15, and the plan will be starter. And let's copy this one, and for the second price card the price will be 45, and the plan will be business. Now we have to receive these props in our price card section, price card component, and give them the proper type definition. So let's go to the price card, and at the top I'm going to create a type props, and here we are receiving a price type of number, and then we're receiving a plan type of string. Now we have to pass this inside our component. So props, and we are going to import the plan and the price. Now let's hit save. Next, the first div have a class name of bg will be white, padding will be 12, rounded will be lg, and shadow will be lg. Then inside this div, we first have a p with the plan, and this p tag will have a class name of margin top of 8, text will be excel, font will be semi bold, text will be blue 600, and text center. Now if I hit save and go to our project, so here you can see we have a two box, one of the starter and one is the business. So just like this one, so we have to add the plan here. So plan, now if I hit save, now it looks good. So starter plan, and then we have the business plan. So next what we have is, after the p tag we are going to have a div. This div have a class name of font will be medium, so font medium. Then we have text of 3xl, margin top will be 4, and text will be center. And inside this div we'll have a span. So here first we have the dollar sign, and then we have the span, and inside the span we'll have the price, and the span have a class name of text 5xl, and font will be bold, font bold. And now if I hit save, here you can see we have our price, but it's not look like this one. So we are missing something, that is after this span we are going to add slash m also per month. So now if I hit save, now you can see this looks very nice, just like this one. So next what we have, so after this div we have a p with the text per user, and this p will have a class name of margin top of 2, text gray 600, text will be center. Now if I hit save, and now you can see per user, so it looks just like this one, which is very nice. Next, after the p we have a div with class name of margin top of 10, and then inside this div we have another div with class name of text center, margin bottom of 4, flex, item center, and spaces. And then inside this div we first have another div with class name of text center, width will be 8, height will be 8, bg will be grade 300, rounded full, justify center, flex, item center, then we have flex in the column direction, so flex top. Now inside this div we have a icon which is fa checked, coming from react icon, and this one will have a class name of text green 700. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have this tick mark, so just like this one. So this one will be green 500, not 700. Now it looks much better. Then after this div we have a p with the text unlimited connection. Now if I hit save, Now you can see it looks good, but we have to design this p tag. So the p tag will have a class name of text will be small. We're going to make this a small text. Font will be semi bold, text gray 700. Now if I hit save, and now it looks good, just like the deployed one. So now we have to copy this multiple times. So let's copy this second time, and the second one, the text will be basic actions and triggers. Basic actions and triggers. Then we have another one. The third one will have a text draft payments. The fourth one have the text of unlimited flows and supports. It's saved. We have two more. So let's copy this again. This one will be lifetime updates, and the final one will be no, this is the last one. The finally we have the button. So first let's hit save, and now you can see it looks very nice, just like this one. And finally we have this button. So let's go here. So after this div and this div, we will have another div with class name of margin top of 8, and inside this div we'll have a button with the text of start 40 days free trial, and this button will have a class name of block, width will be full, padding will be 4, text base in medium screen, text will be large, text wide, font will be bold, in hover the background will be blue 950. Then we have transition of all, duration will be 300 millisecond, background will be blue 900. Now if I hit save, and now here you can see we have this beautiful button which says start 40 days free trial. So everything looks just like this one, beautiful. Now let's check if this is responsive or not. So I'm going to inspect, and I'm going to select a mobile devices first. So here you can see in mobile devices it fit perfectly. So if I inspect this one in the mobile devices, so here the text not overflow. So here we have spelling mistakes. So this one will be a sign of and to this. Now if I hit save, now it's fine. So if you have some overflow text, then you have to work on the spacing carefully. So now you can see it looks perfect, and in iPad devices it also looks very beautiful. So our pricing section is completed. Next we are going to build the footer section. If I show you the footer section, here you can see we have our logo, some text, our about us links, our information links and contact links. We don't convert this into a link, but if you want you can convert this into a link using the Next.js link component. So now let's build the footer. So for this, I'm going to create a new folder inside my home folder, and I'm going to name it footer, and inside this I'm going to create a file called footer.tsx, and I'm going to use RAFC to create the component boilerplate, and then I'm going to add this inside our layout folder. So in the layout, after the children, we're going to add our footer so that all of our pages will have this footer common. So let's hit save, and here you can see we have the text footer. Next, in the footer, the first div, we have a class name of bg of white, padding py will be 10. Hit save, and inside this div we will have another div with class name of width will be 90%, mx will be auto, px will be 4, in smaller device px will be 6, and in large screen px will be 8. Now inside this div we'll have another div with class name of grid, then we have grid calls of 1 for small devices, in medium screen we have grid calls of 3, and in large screen we have grid calls of 4, and gap will be 8. And let's hit save. Then inside this, first we have our logo and description. So for the logo, I'm going to copy it from our navbar. So in the nav, here you can see we have our logo. So let's copy this and paste it in the footer. So here. So before that, add a div to wrap it inside the div. So this one is our logo, and after the h1 we have our description. So description, here we have a p with a class name of margin top of 4, text will be small, font will be medium, leading will be 2 rem, width will be 80%, and text will be gray 600. And here we are going to use lorem ipsum generator. So now if I hit save, here you can see we have our text. Let's add more. If I hit save, now it looks good, just like this one. So this is our one section. Next, after this div, we have the about us links. So here we have a div, and inside this div we have a h3 with the text about us, and this h3 will have a class name of text lg, font will be semi-bold, text gray 800. Now if I hit save, and it is not in the correct place, so it will be inside this div. So this is our main grid div, this one will be here. So now if I hit save, now it's in the right position, just like this one. So after this h3, so let's make it uppercase. So after the h3 we have a ul with the class name of margin top of 4, space y of 4, then text will be small, font will be semi-bold, and text gray 500. And inside this we have an li 5 li. The first one will be support center, then we have customer support, about us, then we have copyright, and finally we have popular campaign. Now if I hit save, now you can see this looks very nice, just like this one. Next we have the our information section, which is similar to this one. So I'm going to copy this. So let's copy this, and next one is our information links. So our information link, and here the h3 will be our information, and here we'll have the return policy, privacy policy, terms and condition, sitemap, store hours. Now if I hit save, and now here you can see we have our information links. Next we have this contact info. So after this tip we have the contact info. Here we have a div, and inside this div we have the same h3. So let's copy this and paste it here, and this one will be contact info, and then we have this ul. So after this h1 we have a ul with the class name of margin top of 4 space y4, text will be small, font will be semi bold, text gray 500, and hit save. And inside this ul we'll have an li with the class name of flex, items will be center, and then inside this li we'll have first a icon which is fa map marked alt, and this one will have a class name of margin right 2, and then we have the text, then we have the text which is Amsterdam, Netherlands. If I hit save, here you can see we have our text just like this one. Next we have another li, so let's copy this one, and the second one will be, the icon will be fa phone alt, and the text will be the mobile phone number. Let's use a dummy one. That's it. And then we have another one. This one is for, let's, the icon will be fa clock, and the date will be 7 days 8 a.m 10 a.m. hit save, and let's copy this one more time, and the icon will be here, fa envelope, and the text will be info.example@gmail.com. Now hit save and go to your project. So here you can see it looks very nice. So just like this one, we have the icon and the text. Next we have this copyright section and this social section. So let's build this. So for this, we are going to go to the end of this div, and here let's use bottom section, and here we'll have a div with class name of margin top of 8, border in the top, padding top will be 8, flex will be call, then in MD flex will be in row direction, justify between, items will be center, text gray 600, text will be small, then we have, so that's it. And inside this div we have a p with the class name of text center, in medium screen text will be left. Now hit save, and let's copy the text from here. So copy this and paste it here. So let's change this for WebDev. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have our copyright text. So then after this p tag, we have another div with class name of flex, item center, space x will be 4, margin top will be 4, in medium screen margin top will be 0. Now inside this div we have a span with the text social, and here the span doesn't have any class name. Next we have a link tag which is coming from our next link, and then the href will be hash, and this link will have a class name of text gray 500, in hover text gray 800, and inside this link we have a icon. So the first one is FA Facebook. That's it. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have the one Facebook, just like this one. So I'm going to copy this again. The second one will be FA Twitter, and the third one is FA Revel. Now if I hit save, here you can see we have our 3 icons, which looks very nice. So overall our footer is looking great. Now let's check the responsiveness. So let's use for a phone. In the mobile phone, you can see everything fit perfectly. Our social icons, copyright text, all are looking very nice. And if I show you in the iPad version, in iPad it also looks very nice. It fit perfectly with our screen sizes. So our footer section is completed. Now we are going to build the offer section. So we missed this section. So now we are going to build this section. So to build this, I'm going to create a new folder inside my home folder, and I'm going to name it offer, and inside this I'm going to create a file called offer.psx, and I'm going to use RAFC to create the component boilerplate, and then I'm going to add this inside our home and after the price. So after the price we will have the offer. Now if I hit save and if I go here and reload the page, here you can see we have our text offer. So now in the offer, the first div have a class name of flex, item will be center, justify will be center, padding top will be 24, padding bottom will be 24, margin bottom will be 20, and background will be black. Then inside this div we have another div with class name of text will be center, then we have px will be 6, and then inside this div we'll have an h2, and now you can see we have this black background, and I'm going to copy this text from here and paste it here. After the h1 we have a p tag, and the p tag will have this text, so I'm going to copy this one also, so paste it here. Then we have a button with the text of start 40 days free trial, and then we have another p tag with the text no Reddit card required. That's it. Now if I go to our project, here you can see we have our text, but they are not properly designed, so let's design this. So the h2 will have a class name of text color white, text will be 2xl, to medium screen text will be 3xl, font will be semi bold, and margin bottom will be 4. Then the p tag will have a class name of text will be gray 400, margin bottom will be 8, and then the button will have a class name of bg blue 500, text white, py will be 3, px will be 8, rounded full, text large, font medium, margin bottom will be 4, in hover background will be bg blue 600, and if I hit save, and then the last p will have a class name of text gray 400. Now if I hit save, and now you can see it looks very nice, just like this one. We have our title, short description, the button, and here also we have this title, short description, and the button. So if I show you the responsiveness, if I inspect and if I select mobile devices, here you can see this section also fit perfectly, and then we have this footer, and in the iPad devices it also looks very nice. So our offer section is completed. So our overall project is completed. We done every section perfectly. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to add a scroll animation to our project for more user attraction. So if I show you the deployed version, here you can see if I reload the page, we have this beautiful animation, and also when I scroll, we have this scroll animation. Now we are going to add this to our project. So to add this, we are going to use a npm package which is AOS, and this stands for animation on scroll. So I'm going to open their GitHub page, and here you can see they have different types of animation like fade up, fade down, fade right, fade left, and a lot of you can go through here to see what type of animation they have. And the cool thing is you just need to add this data AOS attribute to your div or the element you want to scroll, and it will automatically animate the element when you scroll. So this is very easy to implement. So now I am going to open their GitHub page, and here I am going to use this npm install to install the package. So copy this and paste it here to install the package. Now I am going to open my home, and here we are going to configure our AOS. So for this, first I am going to convert this into a client component. So we are going to use client. Now I am going to hit save, and then inside this I'm going to use effect. Before that, let's go here and we need to import these two lines, import AOS and import the styling. So let's copy these two and paste it here. And here if I hover, you can see it said that AOS is declared but its value is never read, so we have to use this. And if I hover here, you can see the type is missing, so we need to download the necessary types for this AOS. So for this I'm going to copy this npm script, and then I'm going to paste it here to run the npm script to download the types for our AOS. Now inside this we're going to use effect, and inside this we have the dependency array, and inside this what first we're going to do is we're going to create a function called init AOS, and this one will be an async function, and here we're going to await import AOS, and then we are going to use aos.init method, and we are going to pass some options here. So first one is the duration. The duration will be 1000 milliseconds, that means 1 second. Then we are going to pass easing. The easing will be ease. Then we are going to pass the once property, so we want the animation to happen once when the user reload. And finally we have the anchor placement, and this one will be top bottom. Now if I hit save, and then we're going to call our init AOS to initialize our AOS in our project. So that's it. Next we are going to apply our animation first in our hero section. So let's go to our hero section, and in the hero section we are going to add this in our heading. So here we are going to use data dash AOS, and this one will be fade up. That's it. This one line is enough to animate the content. And another one we are going to add in our image. So this is our image tip. Here we are going to add data dash AOS, and we are going to use the fade up again. And here we are going to add a delay. So data dash AOS dash delay, and we are going to add a delay of 200 milliseconds. The delay is that First, we want the title will animate, and then after some delay, the image will animate. This way, it looks very nice. So I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to go to our project, and if I reload the page, you can see we have our beautiful animation, which looks very nice. Cool. Next, we are going to add our animation to our why choose section. So let's go to our why choose section here, and here the first tip will have the data dash AOS will be fade right, and then we're going to apply a data dash AOS dash anchor placement. So anchor dash placement, this one will be top center, data dash AOS dash anchor placement. That's it. And now I'm going to copy this and paste it for the second div. Here we're going to add an extra delay here. So data dash AOS dash delay, this one will be 100. Now I'm going to hit save. Now let's copy this, and then here I'm going to paste it, and this one will be 200, and I'm going to paste it here also, and this one will be 300. The animation and the position will be same, but we just changing that delay. So now if I hit save and go to our project and reload the page, we have our initial animation, and if I start scrolling, that you can see we have our y2 section animation. Let me show you again. So here you can see the beautifully sliding, which looks very nice. Next, we are going to add our animation to this section. So let's go to our analytic feature, and here we are going to add the animation in our image. So I'm going to paste the previous one. So here we are going to use data dash AOS will be fade up, so not fade right but fade up, and then we're going to use data dash AOS anchor placement will be top center, and we don't want any delay. Now if I hit save and if I reload the page and if I scroll, you can see this animation also looks beautiful. Next, we are going to add animation to our feature section. So let's go to our feature section. So this one here, for the first div, I'm going to copy the previous code, and here we are going to use the flip animation. So this one will be flip right, and the anchor placement will be top center, and for the delay we are going to use a trick here. So we are going to use the index, and we are going to multiply it with 100. So let's suppose if we have the first element, and in array the first element have index of 0. So for the first element, 0 will be multiplied with 100, and this will give us the value 0. That means for first one we have no delay. For the second one, the index will be 1 and it will be multiplied with 100, which will gives us 100. That means the second element will have a delay of 100 milliseconds. For the third one, this one will be 300, 200, 300, and so on. So now if I hit save and go to our project and I reload the page, and you can see we have the animation, and if I start scrolling, I have this animation, this, and now finally we have this beautiful flip animation for our feature section, which is awesome. So we do not need any animation for our client. Now finally we are going to add animation to our price section. So let's go to our price section, and here for the first div I'm going to paste the previous animation here, and here we are going to use fade up, and anchor placement will be top center, and for the first one we don't have any delete, so I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to paste it here. The second one will have the fade up, anchor placement will be top center, and delay will be 100 milliseconds. Now if I hit save, and if I go to our project, and if I reload the page, you can see the initial animation. And if I start scrolling, you can see the animation looks very nice. And finally we have this price section animation. So all of our animation works properly, and you can see how easy it is to implement the animation using the AOS library. So this is it for our animation. Finally, our project is completed. Now we're going to deploy our project in live server. So to deploy, we're going to use Vercel, which is best for deploying Next.js project. So before deploying to Vercel, we need to deploy our project in GitHub. So first I am going to open my GitHub account, and here I am going to create a new repository, and I am going to name this app landing, and this one will be a private repository, and I'm going to create repository. Then I'm going to open my code. I'm going to stop the terminal here. I'm going to remove one of these, and I'm going to use CLS to clear all. And here first we are going to use git init to initialize the git. Then we are going to use git add dot. Then we are going to use git commit dash m first commit. And now if I go here, we completed this. Now we need to do this git branch main. I'm going to copy this and paste it here. Then we have this git remote origin, so copy this and paste it here. And finally we have this git push u origin main, so copy this and paste it here. If I hit enter, this will push our project to GitHub. It's completed now. Now if I go to our GitHub and reload the page, you can see we have our components here. All the codes are in our GitHub. That's awesome. Next I'm going to open the Vercel dashboard. So if you don't have any account in the Vercel, you can create one for free. And here I'm going to click here to add new, and then project. And here you can see this is the one we recently uploaded in our GitHub. So I'm going to import this one, and I'm going to click here to deploy. This will deploy our project to Vercel. So the deployment started. Let's wait some time to complete the deployment. Our deployment is completed. Now I'm going to click here to continue to dashboard. And here you can see we now have a domain that we can share with others to showcase our project. So I'm going to click here, and you can see now you can see this is in the live server. So this is not from the local host. This is coming from the deployed server. So if I reload the page, you can see the animation, the nav links, the buttons, the scroll animation also works perfectly, and everything looks awesome. We have the slider, then we have this pricing plan, offer, and footer. Now if I show you the responsiveness, and in the mobile you can see everything fit perfectly and works properly. We have this burger menu, and everything is good now. So now you have a link that you can share with others. You can add to your resume and show your client that you have these skills. So this is it for today. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel for more interesting web development content. And if you have any question related to this project, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you for today.